9:05, so I purposely started 5 minutes late today. Typically at 1 Million Cups, we do have 2 presenters each week. We've been focusing on one, which allows us some extra wiggle room for special announcements and things like that. So we're definitely going to have a lot of those today. Happy New Year, everyone. And again, welcome to 1 Million Cups. 1 Million Cups is a nationwide organization. The Kaufman Foundation started 1 Million Cups. So they fund everything that we do so that we have mugs for our speakers and t-shirts and mugs for our organizers, and a whole system so that everything can be organized on 1millioncups.com so you can see who's presenting. And again, there's supposed to be a place where I can go through very easily and send out an email every week, and that doesn't always happen, but we try. And there was a handful of people today that said, oh, I didn't get the email, but I went online all by myself and figured it out. And I was like, woo, that's wonderful. So we meet every Wednesday. Of course, the last 2 weeks we were not here because we wanted to make sure people had time to do their shopping, their family time, and it's a great break for us as organizers because 1 Million Cups is fully run by organizers. So we are for the people, by the people. This group is not meant to be associated with one person, which is why organizers donate 3 to 5 hours per week to ensure that the group continues and then rotate through. So we as organizers always ask that you commit to 1 or 2 years. As an organizer, after a year, you become an alumni, and most of our alumni keep coming. So if you're an alumni organizer, can you raise your hand? Because you've been coming to 1 Million Cups for many, many years. So thank you for that. Again, since we do have one presenter today, after our first presenter, we're going to do a little bit of a town hall. So town hall, 1 Million Cups encourages us to do that about twice a year. So we just basically go a little bit more in depth. What is 1 Million Cups? How can you get more involved? We have the alumni, we have our organizers, we have what we call caffeinators. So people who love the group but can't commit to being an organizer for that 3 to 5 hours per week. Then they still caffeinate the community, invite people to present, and we'll talk a little bit about who qualifies to present. There's 3 basic ones, so I might talk about that before our first presenter goes on because it's a little bit of a different piece for him. So our regular presenters are businesses in their first 5 years of business. So they're brand new, they need support. We are an entrepreneur support group. So, I mean, every week I come and I meet someone new. I have partners in the room and so many things going on. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I have my nice handy checklist. So part of my checklist is as an organizer, we all rotate as an MC. So I'm the MC today. My name is Samantha Sargent. I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate. So in my regular day, I am helping people learn about essential oils, how they can help them with their health and wellness and cleaning and all that good stuff. And then I have quite a few announcements today. So if some of them are personal, some of them are 1 Million Cups. So this one is double. As an organizer, I've been an organizer for 4.5 years, so I went way over the 1 or 2 year mark. And Robert gave me some great advice. He was also the lead organizer for a couple of years, and I've been searching for another organizer to take over for my position. We try to do that before we step out. And after 6 months of not being able to find someone to do that, he gave some good advice and said sometimes people see that things are filled and they won't step in. So February will be my last month as an organizer in 1 Million Cups. So hopefully between now and February, someone will say, okay, I will fill this space and help. After 2.5 years of training in jiu-jitsu with Flip, he brought a system here from Florida that immediately resonated with me. And after 2.5 years of being a training personally, I was inspired by the program of the kids when I went to Florida, so I will be partnering with Flip and running the kids program for the Valente Brothers study group here in Colorado Springs. So that has to be my main focus. That will be what I'm doing. So you'll hear a presentation from us. And then once you do present, you get to do an update presentation every 12 months. So you've got the regular presentation, the update presentation, and that leads me into introducing Oliver. So our next presenter has actually been in business for 25 years. When a company goes through a major pivot, they also qualify to present. So this is his first time presenting as a 25-year-old business, but he's going to share with us his regular entrepreneurial journey and then what that major pivot was, and then we'll have 20 minutes of Q&A. So please give a warm welcome, Optimum Fitness Systems owner, Oliver Eehn.
Oh, okay. Let me get the computer running here.
Yeah, we won't start your time until you're ready.
Are we in?
There we go.
All right.
Take the mic off if you want.
Perfect. Well, good morning. Happy New Year. How's everybody doing? Ready to make 2023 great? How appropriate to ask the fitness guy to give the first presentation in January. Because what happens in January? I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape, quit smoking, everything else health, fitness related. Okay, so that's the man that said, my name's Oliver Eehn, and I've been in business many, many years, and been for my journey. You know, growing up as an athlete, just hyperactive, and this was way before the days, but when ADHD was even a thing. You know, I had that, yes. I still have that, okay? And so I'm sure some of you can relate. So Optimum Fitness was birthed actually from numerous businesses just over the years, like especially since moving to Colorado back in '99. I owned and operated a couple of small health clubs. I had a personal training franchise studio called Fitness Together. And then just over the years, just kind of keep downsizing. So no more employees, no more payroll taxes, everything else that goes with that. So it's just me now. And so now the lower level of my home is all dedicated to just my business, which is now called Optimum Fitness. And as the tagline says, it's about improving health, improving lives. All right, so over the years, sure, I've worked with a lot of those who just, want to lose that pesky 20, 30 pounds that they just want to get rid of. Sure, we got to understand weight loss. But then over the years, I found that my journey, especially as an athlete, football being my main sport, I've had a lot of injuries. And so during that time, I've been my own patient many of those times, getting over like shoulder injuries, back injuries, knees, you name it. Until this day, I'm still kind of nursing, a few little strains and sprains. And it's just kind of by default, like a lot of my business has kind of turned to that, and a lot of the elderly folks. And so during that time, I still enjoy like working with what I call athletes, which would include like your civil servants, police, fire, military. One of my favorite stories is back in 2001, which we all know what happened. I was training a would-be Marine who just needed to get in shape and just was getting ready to join the Marines. And so then 9/11 happened. And the favorite story that I always tell about, Benjamin was his name, and he had some weight to lose, and this guy couldn't run to save his life. And it's like, okay, we got to get him in shape. 9/11 happens, and then I told him, it's like, hey, look, now we are expecting you and your fellow soldiers now to continue to protect the freedoms of our country. And lo and behold, it's like surprisingly, he passed all his tests and became a Marine. And so that's one of my favorite stories of just one of my on my training journey. And so a lot of fun stories like that, working with former like World War II veterans. Like there was Admiral Kirkpatrick. I trained him till he was 98 years old. He made it to 99. And so just wonderful stories like that, the wonderful people that I get to meet along the way. But if I were to ask you, like if you could value your health, if you could put a price tag on your health, what would that be worth to you? You cannot put a price on that. Some of these folks that I've worked with, they had wealth beyond like what most of us could ever imagine. And you know what? Any of them in a heartbeat would tell you, yeah, I would give it all up just to have my health back. So, 'cause some of these folks dealt with like post-stroke, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, any kind of like brain trauma, those kind of injuries. And so and some of my work does involve like, not just getting the physical body in shape, but as the part of my website will say, where did it go here? That some of you are familiar with the wellness wheel. Let me basically saying, you take charge of your health. And these are some of the aspects of what I believe, completes the wellness of like what we are all about. Sure, there's the physical fitness part, but if you're mentally, emotionally just not in very good shape, then it's like the whole wellness wheel gets thrown out of whack. Some of my training involves like brain training, neurological, neuromuscular, just kind of how all that connects. Because you'd be surprised how many folks just have just basic issues, like with just doing a one-leg balance. Like put your finger in front of your hand and while turning your head, keep your eye on that finger. You'd be surprised how many average folks just struggle with just simple exercises like that. So we will bring that together, and then when it comes to injuries, which, yes? A minute before your 20-minute Q&A. Perfect, thank you. So when it comes to injuries, and I'm sure you're going to be asking me a lot about this, so just kind of as a precursor, it's like, we understand that injuries happen, but a lot of times, like, what is the most common injuries that Americans deal with? Back pain, ouch, that back. I find that a lot of times, it's not the back, that's the problem. Sometimes it's bad hip mobility, just tight hip flexors and things like that. So we do hip mobility drills, and we check out like the knees, the ankles, stability of some of those other joints. So we evaluate, and so you will see on the flyer there that I offer a free evaluation to anybody who wants to just kind of check out like what are some of their injuries that they're dealing with. And then and you also see on the card, sorry for the poor business or the poor visual print quality, but yeah, when I pick these up, this is not the way it was supposed to look, but anyway, but it gives you an idea. So and on the flip side, the blue side, you will see the Exercise Nutrition Hub then becomes the platform for which now, when I offer the online training, because ever since 2020, everybody had to pivot, right? And so did my business. And so particularly over last year, I did begin offering my services online, and now I have what I call virtual training clients. And so the Exercise Nutrition Hub becomes now that platform for which you will get your workouts, you will get your nutrition plans and such. So, okay, time for question and answers. Okay, perfect. Yes.
Oh yeah, the mic. Thank you. I forgot.
I could give her this one.
How often would you say that somebody needs to meet with you to be able to reach their fitness goals, or is it like individual? And how long
Everybody is individualized.
How long is each session too?
Each session could last anywhere from like 45 minutes, and I give up to an hour for like my appointments, because there's always going to be like question and answer times, okay, as well as evaluation, re-evaluations, reassessments. So, because obviously we start with a thorough health, fitness, wellness assessment, just to see like where you're starting, and that becomes the baseline for like where you're going to go from there. And yes, I do require that everyone just goes through follow their medical guideline, because obviously a lot of the folks that I just mentioned do come from that, after like a knee replacement, hip replacement, surgeries, and so. And having to, some of those folks, I mean, some of my clients that I have today, they've been with me like 12, 15 years. And so from my previous business, that's where I met them, and then they've continued with me to this day. So those are the kind of folks who just never do this on their own, okay? So whereas other folks, I will say, all right, Jack, here's our routine. We're gonna get you started here, and they may stay with me for maybe 30, 60 days. But during that time period, I educate them. And so how much of that they're willing to take in and learn on their own, then that's really up to them. So some people could do well after 30 days and cut them loose, and then maybe a few months down the road, we'll do a follow-up session, and maybe they'll do another like 12 sessions with me, just to kind of get everything just up to speed. So that answer your question? All right. Yes.
Thank
Judy.
you so much for being here this morning. Great to hear your presentation. So as such an established entrepreneur, having been in your field for decades, what was it like facing that pivot to online? How did that transition go for you?
It's still going. So I feel like I'm having to start my business all over again, because over the course of these last 15 years that Optimum Fitness has now been in business, since I transitioned from the previous business from there, I never felt the need to advertise, to market myself. So which I understand now from a marketing perspective that marketing advertising experts would tell you, no, don't ever do that. So I learned the hard way, and so now, like I've said, I'm having to sort of start all over again. And when 2020 happened, what happened? It's like everybody had to shut down. Everybody had to pivot. And within my circle of just kind of, as I keep in touch with a number of the fellow fitness professionals in my field, whether locally or abroad, many of them had to just shut down. Whereas those who are smart learn how to be resourceful, as I'm still working on trying to be. They pivoted. They went online. Some of them now are exclusively just doing their business online. And then I don't ever see myself doing that because I got this beautiful facility that I could show you here. And then that it's just like, well, hey, I have it. I might as well use it. So I still enjoy the face-to-face aspect of it. But yes, a lot of my business is now moving online as well. The nice thing about that, yeah, you could be in Timbuktu or Florida or wherever, and I could still work with you that way. So, yes.
Hello. Who would you say, you mentioned you work with like older folks, after strokes and Parkinson's, and then also the military population. So is it a pretty broad mix that you're working with, or do you have like a primary type of clientele?
Well, as I age, yes, I'm now part of that senior population group. So, and it's just nothing wrong with that. It's like, that's not a choice, right? But how we age, in fact, you'll see like a lot of the videos that I put together is just like, you'll see me just, still lifting these heavy weights and just lifting intensely, because it's like how you grow old is your choice. The calendar, we can't do anything about the calendar. It's like that's the chronological timetable that is like, we have no control over it. So therefore, that's just kind of how it is. So, but getting back to answering your question, yes, a lot of my business has now turned to more that senior folks. And as the opportunity arises, and you get some young football player who wants to now up his game, hey, I still love working with that. But then a lot of my clientele over these last 15 years has really been, it's about helping folks overcome injury, like post-injury, once they complete their surgeries, their rehab, then we just now will build a workout, a fitness routine around, whatever it is that they're now having to heal and work with. So, okay. Yes.
So my question was, how do you incorporate like spiritual and emotional wellness into the fitness aspect?
Okay, yes. In fact, this just before Christmas, I did a one-on-one with Lang, who was the last presenter just before we took a break. She has her own wellness business there, and so just a wonderful lady, and just kind of understanding how her business works. And so over the years, yes, I have had some folks that's like, lady, you don't need a personal trainer. You need a shrink. Because it's like, yeah, they're just so discombobulated, when it comes to their mental, emotional health, that they just, we need to work on that first. And so connecting with somebody like Lang was actually a great connection there, just to be able to now have a referral source to be able to say, it's like, hey, see this lady Lang. I think she'll really be able to help you. As for the spiritual side, I know that's a very touchy subject nowadays, especially. But you know what? I say, even atheists believe in something much bigger, higher than themselves. So when you get in touch with that, get in touch with God, that I believe will also connect to everything else there now being healthier. So we talk about that as much as they're open to talk about. I'll share my belief systems as well as allowing them to share theirs. So. And as we put all that together, it's like that's what I emphasize. That is what makes you well. Okay.
Hi,
Frank.
Oliver. Yes, thank you very much for your presentation here. I'm going to circle back a little bit if you don't mind, because I simply don't know who you are. So you've taken us on a long journey. How did this journey begin? What created this space that Oliver wants to help all of us in our wholeness and health? Take us on that journey a little.
Sure. Well, it's like when you come upon a new discovery that's exciting to you, obviously now you want to share it, right? And so just over the years, I could go way back, just even before starting to play football and whatnot. I remember, watching Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk. Yeah, for those of you under 40, you may have no idea who I'm talking about. But and here it was like 1972, and here he is on stage, this big guy, 6'5", and he's looking like a grizzly bear. And I thought, it's like, ooh, that looks cool. And then, of course, Pumpin' Iron came out shortly thereafter. You remember that? Arnold and all his buddies, just pumping that heavy weights. It's like, all right. And then, so as I started like playing football and getting into that, that's kind of when I was bitten by that iron bug, as they say. And through that, it's just getting into, like, as a youngster, sure, I did my powerlifting competitions and whatnot, and no, I never stepped out on stage and took off my clothes, no. But, just that competitive drive to now be able to, and then it's like, even when personal training was, even before that was even a thing, yes, I'm that old, I go way back, and before the certifications and all that came out. And so I was training like some of my fellow football players, my buddies, because I had this cool weight room even as a teenage kid. And my friends would come over and, we'd hit the weights. And so through that time, and then as I talked about, like, my own, getting over some of my own injuries and setbacks, it's like now to be able to share that passion with other folks, to be able to say, hey, let me help you get over yours now. So that's kind of how my journey continues.
So
Yes.
thank you for sharing about your past. So now I'm going to ask you about the future. What or who are some of the resources that are inspiring you, engaging your thoughts and mind?
Okay, well, yes, thank you. Still working on that one. So, because over the years, like I've met like a lot of these the different business groups, your BNIs, and if you heard of Brain, that was very popular like about 10 years ago. We had a number of those groups where I was a big part of that. And just, just being part of the business community, as a lot of you know, 'cause that's why you're here, is to now be able to connect with other like-minded fellow business people, and to then be able to just have those resources to be able to, one, refer to them, but also be a resource to now where, now they could, in turn, be able to refer folks to you. And so, like, in my journey there, a lot of my fellow business people ended up becoming my clients. And so, how that's going to work here, it's like, I'm still working on that. So that's where I'm hoping to get help, because, like, when it comes to, like, advertising, marketing, social media, all that kind of stuff, I am not the expert at that. I have to hire that out and, hire other folks to now help me with that part. So that's where hopefully some of you folks come in. So, okay, so as for my future, hey, I don't ever see myself fully retiring, because it's just, if I'm 80 years old and still in better shape than most 40-year-olds, you know what? I think my business will be better then than it is now, Yes, so, yes.
You had mentioned that marketing was not really your strongest suit.
Not at all.
So where exactly are you marketing, and what are you doing to market now that was different from before?
The social media is a big aspect of that. And so, but there again, it's like I'm not the expert at that. So I do hire that out for like other folks. It's like, hey, Jack and maybe Kevin. It's like, hey, can you help me out with this? Because I just don't understand this part. And in fact, there are other fellow fitness professionals who have a good handle on this, and I do refer to them as well. And I come to groups like this, and I sometimes would even just go online and just find people locally who like specialize in, like, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn and that kind of stuff. And so it's just, I'm still learning that. So hopefully some of you might be able to educate me better on that.
For sure. I know as an entrepreneur, many of us have been through the journey where we have a brick and mortar and we want to stay there, but then we have to move. And I did a one-on-one with you, so your home is amazing. And I know you've been through a journey of different locations. So how is that different from being in your home? Or can you share some insights that will help those entrepreneurs that haven't quite found, should I do this in my home? Should I do this at a brick and mortar, et cetera?
Sure. Well, quite honestly, it's like as I'm getting older, it's like some of those responsibilities. Yeah, it was always my dream to have my own health club. And back in 2003, I did that. And out in Buena Vista, I built my own small little health club. Small operation, but it was a health club I could call my own. It was a wonderful journey, but it was a lot of hard work dealing with staff and dealing with turnover of staff. payroll taxes and everything else that comes with that. And so the responsibilities of not just fitness training, which I still offered at that location, but also now to be able to handle all the other administrative aspects of running a business, which I did get pretty good at, if I can say so myself. And then to now be able to then just have those, some of you understand, having those long 16 20-hour days, right? And so it's just that does get tiring. And then I downsized that, and that's when I sold that off and then took over this existing business here in town, Fitness Together, which is a franchise. And that is a brick and mortar studio where it was a storefront. And there too, I had just a smaller operation, less responsibility, but I did still have other employees, other fellow trainers now training under me. And that's kind of how we built that business. And then, of course, that was back in 2008, 2009. Just in those 2 years alone, 120 of our locations closed. So 1/4 of the franchise shut down because it was obviously a hard time back then too when we hit a bad recession. And so now I just, from there, downsized. And I find that it's like each time I downsize, the more profitable I get. So it's not how much you make, how much do you keep, right? Yeah, because I could show you years. Oh, we had just busting years, just making, these, 6-figure, but yet I was also the deepest in red in some of those years too. So it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. So, and that journey continues to this day. All right, yes.
So I really enjoyed your presentation a lot. I thought it was really strong. And I also want to just give you kudos on your marketing content because it is strong.
Thank you.
And it's better than about 90% of the people that, that I work with in your industry starting out. I mean,
Right.
I help people with this process. But 3 points I wanted to make, and 2 of them have to do with marketing. But the first one is, as my fellow table person here shared, is we are not seniors, okay? People over 50 years old, that's really the best term for you to use, over 50, right? Yeah, and so we don't like that. So
Okay.
so you really, it is funny, but it's also like we're not seniors. In fact, people who are interested in your service are actually very health orientated.
Right.
And they're already interested in it, and they want, the reason why they come is my second point, which is that health is not priceless, but when you have lost your health or you need to regain your health, that is priceless.
Right. You got it.
Yeah. And, the 50-plus community, like I said, that is the community that is faced with arthritis, one of the most common things, inflammation, one of the most common things that you can all help with. Let's see, my third thing is really my question to you. I worked myself with a fitness trainer online, and she was based in Greece, and she had a studio space like what you have, and so we connected, just simply using Messenger, and it was great. It was perfect for both. So my question to you is, I'm a little curious how the details of how you're integrating, let's say, your recorded content or your program offers, like what does that actually look like now? Do you have like a membership, or like what do your program offers actually look like?
Okay, glad you asked that. All right, so now you see on the flip side, like Exercise Nutrition Hub, like if you were to just work with me exclusively online, then don't have internet. What happened? All right, refresh. How about
While
that?
he's looking at that, Gio, I think the senior discount starts at 55. So you kind of want to say you're a senior to get those
All right.
discounts, don't you? I would.
The-
Okay, not 55 for the early bird dinners?
Yeah,
that's
that's
when I
right.
eat. 4 o'clock is my dinner time, so.
Yeah, that's right. And yes, now I qualify for these old folks discounts, okay? So there's some benefits of growing old, I guess. All right, but so, yeah, sorry, the internet's not connected here. But Exercise Nutrition Hub, then, once we go through the evaluation assessment process, then we put together a workout routine. Like I'm working with a lady right now. She lives down in Cotopaxi, so obviously it's not practical for her to come up here to me on a regular basis. So we've been working virtually with her. So we set up, like in this case, whether it's Skype, what's the other one, Zoom, and I will watch her, I will instruct her, and it works just as good as that's next thing, next best thing to being face to face in person is on camera. Okay, so what we do is then we just kind of walk through the routine. All right, so onto your knees, and we're going to do the push-ups. All right, on your feet, spread your feet, and we're going to squat. And so it essentially works the same. You don't necessarily have to have equipment. It'd be nice if the online clients have just some limited forms of equipment to work with, but not necessary. There's plenty of body weight workouts that trust me, I'll get you dropping to your knees if you do it properly. So anyway, hope that answers your question.
Awesome. And I know Oliver is definitely open to doing one-on-ones and
Yes.
showing you his facility and learning about what you do for your business. So, of course, chat with him after that. Before our super special question, I will caveat that since we have some new people in the audience today, we have a special question that we always ask. And the answer to that question is usually something that, as an entrepreneur, you're struggling with, something that you need help with. So with that in mind, here is our special question.
What can we, as a Colorado Springs business community, do to help you?
Well, thank you very much. That's why I'm here. Okay, and the gentleman who asked the last question, you sound like your business might be able to help me with that. So, okay, so just tell me about your business, first of all. All right, because this is not just all about me. And so what I want to do is not only offer my services, but to be able to help you with your whatever service that you offer, help your business. So to help my business, as I expressed, when it comes to social media, advertising, marketing, that is just not my area of expertise. These websites that I have the ideas, but obviously that's not my expertise. I have to hire someone else to do that. And so in that respect is just I don't necessarily, people just when asked this question, it's like, all right, just send me all your referrals. Please don't do that, okay? Because a lot of times, first of all, to be part of Optimum Fitness Systems, is you have to qualify. Not everyone does. That's why the assessment is a key part of what I do in my business, because it's like, just after 5 minutes with certain people, it's like, I just know that they're just not going to be good candidates for, even if they could afford my services, they're just not going to be good candidates for what I have to offer, because they just don't have that mental aspect of it down yet to be able to just say that they're ready to do this. And so folks who as I talk about, injuries, elderly folks who maybe just need to get over, regain their strength after having a stroke, after dealing with, memory, Alzheimer's, that type of stuff. It's those kind of folks. If you feel like they could just really use my help, then by all means, please refer them to me. So as for other forms of methods of how you could help me, then I'm hoping that you may be able to offer me some tips on that. So,
All right. Thank you so much.
thank you. I'll be around for any questions thereafter.
Exactly. And here is the coveted 1 Million Cups cup. Every time you present, you get one. So well done. Thank you, Oliver.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you can leave that if you want, or just, yeah, it's fine. So, like I said, the 1 Million Cups was started by the Kauffman Foundation. We have our organizers, alumni, of course, attendees and caffeinators. If you're a sponsor, can you come up here? Each sponsor each week gets 30 seconds to tell you who they are and what they do. So if you're a sponsor, I think you know that you're a sponsor. So I see a few of you right here. So I'm going to give the mic to Lynette, and she will tell you what she did. So she is the coffee sponsor. So actually, there are hard costs to the coffee, and so she pays for that. So you can thank her for your lovely cup of coffee today.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Lynette Kincaid. I'm an author and also the owner of I Write Writing Academy, so I'm super excited to be able to sponsor the coffee this month. One of the things that we do at I Write Writing Academy is we are advocates and we champion self-publishing. We teach people how to self-publish correctly the first time. So what we champion is attempting to save you money and time by showing you the correct way to self-publish. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
Hey guys, my name is Kirsty. I am the owner of the Sleepy Turtle Coffee Co. I am the coffee sponsor who you will see every week here. I am all mobile coffee located up along the Front Range. I do a lot of catering events, wholesale, private labeling, and the like. So if you have any questions about any events or anything that you have down the pipeline, just reach out to me. I'll be after.
All right. Okay, I'm actually going to use the one that's on that thing. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. This is going to be kind of a tribute to a Happy New Year for everyone. I just found it, so hopefully let's see if I can. Rough draft, guys. Here we go. Every experience, each interaction, it presents me with each unique opportunity to learn as I exchange my expression with a different individual standing from their own perspective to lend insight into the awesome patterns of existence. And sometimes we find familiarity, something we feel as if we might already understand, even though we couldn't possibly. And yet, when we connect, there's a thread of our lives, our mental, physical, or spiritual self that already vibes. And I revel in that doorway that leads into a new realm of understanding and opens my mind and shares my eyes, and I want to see you. I seek to listen to your truth, and I hope to absorb the most that I can as it makes sense, even if that interaction was just a glance. I want to dance in the glimpse of the next level me as I'm shaped by all I encounter and how chance entangles itself into our paths as we grow through the seasons, combine our thoughts, refine our words, delve into our feelings, and better hone our decision-making skills as best we know. And with every turn, what I know becomes more rhythmic and less specific. And I can tell you that I know when the leaves fall and it gets cold, that my mind starts to reflect and get sentimental. And I climb through the vines. I transform as my heroes become more vast, and the weirder I fight to defy preconceived notions, to show the world that we can embrace our genealogy, bring all of our memories with us, and define our person outside of the boxes, permeate beyond the confines of labels, and identify as the new you with every line. And this is just my current step of the process. I can't wait to meet you today, and I can't wait to meet the next you next, if and when I see you again. Thanks.
And I guess I'm next. So hey everyone, my name is Kevin. My business is Fedde Studios, so I do video production, I do photography, I do live event production, and I do drone photo and video. So if you need help with any of that, definitely let me know.
And the media sponsor is huge. So across the United States, not everyone has a media sponsor, but everything we do as a 1 Million Cups community is for the community. So the work that he's doing is volunteer work, and that content that he puts online becomes yours as the presenter. So if there's pieces of that you want to share and put it on your signature so that people can watch that, then you're free to do that. So just an extra piece for you to know, another big part of that. If today is the first time you've ever been to 1 Million Cups, can you raise your hand so we can greet you and thank you for being here? I know that there's a women's networking group that's actually doing a tour of all the networking groups they possibly can in January. So are you guys a part of that group? No? Okay.
It's actually not related to Polka Dot Powerhouse at all.
Sure. Okay, right on. Beautiful. Love it. So a challenge. That's great. So typically, like I said in the beginning, we have a presenter, and then we do community announcements, and then we have a presenter, and then that's our full hour. So today we have a sliver of time more than our normal 3 minutes of community announcements. So we'll move into community announcements, and then we'll do a little bit of the town hall, and then Flip has something that he wants to help us enliven since it is the new year. So community announcements are not a time for you to promote your business, introduce yourself, things like that. It's usually 20 seconds where you share something that's happening in the community that benefits entrepreneurs. Typically they're free, but sometimes there's some paid opportunities that are really great, like the Venture Tractor that the Spark the Springs event some of us went to last year is doing. That's starting again in February, I believe, so Luke will be here soon. So if you have a community announcement, feel free to come right here and we will get those going. And then after that, we will do a little bit of town hall stuff, okay? So go ahead.
Hi, everybody. So I just wanted to announce that on January 14th at 3 p.m., Thrive Network will be having their pitch deck night. And cohort 11 will be graduating, so everybody is welcome. There will be light refreshments, and it will be at Springs First Church.
If you haven't been to the grocery store yet, bags don't exist anymore. You have to pay for them. I did bring some reusable bags because I bought a bunch, and they're in the Walgreens reusable bag on the back table. So feel free to take some if you don't have any already.
Hi, everybody. Exponential Impact is starting our Spring Accelerator program March through May, and we are accepting applications through the end of the month. So if you know anybody in emerging technology, startup, tech, and starter scale, pre-post customer, send them my way or ask me more questions.
And stay right there. Oh. So we have a double announcement here. As 1 Million Cups, we often rotate the things we're doing. Like I said, organizers are usually on for 1 or 2 years is what we ask them to commit to. The places that sponsor us, they let us use the space, store our products here, and so we rotate that and the coffee sponsor. So we give opportunities for other places to get exposure. There's a handful of people that have really wanted us to be a part of Exponential Impact. Exponential Impact is a huge entrepreneur support. It's full, it houses many entrepreneurs. They do pitch nights, they do tons of stuff. And so Coral started working there how many months ago? In August. And so she helped us get that wheel going a little bit more. So in March-ish, we will announce more things. We will send out emails. Judy knows that we will not be coming here to the Next Us anymore. We will be going to Exponential Impact, which is on North Nevada. You can tell us the exact address if you want.
3650 North Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the old, well, it used to be an event center building, right? But not a lot of people remember that, so.
I remember.
Yeah. Our mission. Our mission at Exponential Impact is to develop the best entrepreneurs humanly possible. So we look forward to hosting you guys, just to have you every week and see. Yeah. Keep it going.
So write that down, yeah. Thank you, Carl.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's a great building, too. So there's a lot of room for expansion and exponential impact. So I'm looking forward to that move. Not that isn't great, my friend. Thank you for letting us be here, definitely. Oh, yeah, VetNet is every Tuesday morning. I want to tell you, I'm the president of VetNet. We have 40 to 70 people that come out every Tuesday morning at 8:30. If you have any lineage of military in your family, first responders, or even if you just love us ex-military people, you're welcome as well. It's non-exclusive, and you get an opportunity to rub shoulders with a lot of people to build your business. Tuesday mornings at 8:30, 3103 West Colorado Avenue.
Okay, I heard the call, and so I responded. Some help with your marketing. Tomorrow afternoon in this building here, I'm going to be doing a free open workshop on 3 ways to attract your clients with free organic marketing. And so these are going to be some of my most valuable tips that I can share with you, ways of attracting clients and actually enrolling them, which is really the thing that we really want to do. And so it's going to be 12:30 to 1:30 tomorrow downstairs here at the Next Us in the executive boardroom. We only have a certain amount of space in that room, so I'm going to ask you to register. I'm going to put these cards in the back of the room. Just grab one and it'll bring you to the registration point. All right, thanks.
Good morning, 1 Million Cups family. How's everybody doing? I missed all of your faces. It's glad to be back. So I have 3 things. I have Nerd Night will be the 3rd Wednesday of every month. By next week, I'll let you know exactly who's talking or who's presenting because I haven't been paying attention to that. And the same thing for memoirs. So I will let you know what's going on with memoirs, which is the last Monday of the month typically. And then Coral's going to come over here because, you know, I always love to do jujitsu things to show you how you can defend yourself. So I want to punch Coral in the face. What do you think? Yeah. Let's go. That was a fast one, but that's a simple punch block defense. And today, if you're a woman specifically, at 2 o'clock down in the basement here, we will be doing what we call the Feminine Power Hour, where you can learn basic things that might come onto you in the street and how to defend yourself against them. So thank you very much. Right now, it's Temple of Optimization, but we're working. Look, my phone, my thing said that I fell.
Is concerned about you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Melissa Snow. Thank you for having me. This is my first time at 1 Million Cups, so I've heard so many good things about it. I was telling Lizzie every time I have it on my calendar to go, and then I look, and I'm like, it's so far away. But I made it. So I am a business relationship coach, and I'm running a free challenge that is all about networking. It's for women only, so sorry, dudes. But if you're interested, it goes all the whole month of January. I have a list of all of the networking events in January broken down by day, so no matter what day it is, you have somewhere to go. I have virtual networking events and a bunch of tips about how to be more effective and have more fun when you're networking. So if you're interested in that, you can find it on Facebook. It's just called the Networking Challenge, or you can look for me. My name is Melissa Snow. Thank you.
And that's a hard task. I can tell you before COVID, I did some of those statistics. In Colorado Springs, in 1 month, we had over 400 networking opportunities. So there's a lot going on, and you just have to know where your niche is and what's going to help you with that group and what's going to help you too. Because if you're going to networking groups and it's not helping your business, then you should stop going to networking groups. So that will be really helpful. If you're an organizer, can you come forward and stand here with me this morning? I want you guys to know who we are so you can ask us questions. Our goal is for everyone to feel like they've been seen when they come in the door, that they know why they're here, that they know what 1 Million Cups is. And sometimes we're so busy preparing as the MC or doing other things that we don't catch everyone. So I just tell people we're not shy. Hopefully you're not shy. So just ask if you need something. So I already introduced myself. And like I said, I'll be stepping down in February. That's my birthday too. So that's why I chose that day. So happy birthday to me. And we'll talk a little bit about, like, maybe each of us will just reintroduce ourselves and then say a little bit about 1 Million Cups. So I will point out that usually on the tables we have these. I didn't put them out today, but we made these many years ago, and each side is a little bit different. So one side says the whole schedule. So the doors open at 8:30, so you can get here as early as then to meet whoever's here early as well. Grab your coffee. The meeting begins, what the basic format looks like. And then the other side is to help you engage with the presenter. So when I first came to 1 Million Cups, I can't even remember what year it was. I think maybe 2016. I was asking like 2-3 questions to every person because I was so intrigued and so excited and just so curious. That's just me. I ask a lot of questions. And that's why they asked me to be an organizer, because I stood out in that way. But some people want to ask questions, but they don't know what to ask. So this is a list of questions to help you get engaged so that people can start to hear your voice and show your interest in what's going on in other people's lives. So this will be helpful for those of you that are new.
So I am Flip, and what is it that I do? So I am a holistic health coach. I've been doing that for over about 13 years now. I work part-time at Garden of the Gods, but my major undertaking now with Samantha is we are trying to grow a jiu-jitsu community unlike any other one here, because jiu-jitsu, most people think MMA, they think of fighting, where our whole thing is stopping fights and making sure we're safe and possibly even the person attacking us. So that's what we're trying to grow. And the culture, talk about, you brought up a spiritual feeling. How does it feel to you when you go and see it at scale in Florida?
It's what I was looking for. And so I tell people I looked for a new martial arts school. I've been in martial arts more than half my life. And I left a particular school for 3 years. I looked, couldn't find anything. And then Flip moved here, looked at 18 different schools, didn't find what he was looking for. So he said, I think I'm going to bring it here. And I said, well, I think I'm going to do that with you. And so 2.5 years later, here we are.
Yeah, so we're making it happen. And then I am also the owner, starter, founder of Sophisticated Events, and we do community building events like Nerd Night, Memoirs, and our annual event, the Best of the West Wingfest. So that is all the things that I have been doing since I've gotten to Colorado Springs. Oh, well, look, if it wasn't for 1 million cups, I don't know that Nerd Night and Memoirs would even be a thing, because I've met so many people through here and, convince them to get on the stage, right? Like we have very many Memoir and Nerd Night alumni in this room. And, I love those events, and they're just great to bring people together in fun and engaging ways. And 1 million cups is a big reason for that.
My name's Jacob Hacker. I'm a personal trainer. The company I started, yeah. I'm officially a personal trainer at Crunch Fitness North. I did accept a position there over the break, so I'm full-time there. Yeah, first real personal trainer job full-time, so I can't wait to get started. Already am started, but I started a business called Trail Fit Fitness with the hopes of kind of getting more involved with like 5Ks, obstacle course racing, Ninja Warrior racing as well too. I found that like a Spartan race or a Tough Mudder, I mean, they come here every single year. They make a big bank of change, and they use the people, they use the resources from Colorado Springs. So I see a need and a desire to keep it in-house, and I want to start doing some more of those races in-house as well too. So networking with 1 Million Cups, finding people, getting involved with the Best of the West Wingfest, developing classes as well too, just trying different things. This is really a platform to kind of, find out what works, what doesn't, and people are encouraging along the way, which is really beneficial.
All right. Well, as I said, my name is Kevin. I, do the media sponsor, but I also help with kind of organization. So I think, 1 Million Cups has really helped me kind of get out there, meet more people, because, with doing photo video, I basically just sit in the basement and edit when I'm not like shooting a wedding or whatever. So, it really helps me to kind of get out there more and meet people, talk to people, do stuff for Lynette. Hey there. So, I think that's helped me a lot. And yeah, that's what I got.
Yes, sure thing. Yeah, you guys can go back if you want. So Nico and Paul, there you go. Nico and Paul aren't here today, but there's 2 more there. So I always cheer for the ladies. See, we need some more ladies up here, right? So if you're interested in becoming an organizer, can you raise your hand so we can encourage you further? Yes, I knew Brittany would. I'm hoping Lynette, but Star's over here nudging her. We'll see if that works out. No pressure, but you get a really amazing t-shirt, so I think you're really going to want that. And so our final thank you to the SBDC, the BBB. They provide the paper cups. So if you forget to bring your 1 Million Cups mug or your own nifty mug with your logo on it, there's always paper cups that are provided by them and their logos on there. I think that's everything on my list today. So I'm going to give it to Flip. We were going to do something for New Year's, but maybe he can just give you some ideas, maybe some things you can talk about at the end here amongst yourself at your table. Give you a way to introduce yourself to someone or share something. So Flip's going to finish us out here today.
I don't know that I have all that. Yeah, but we needed more. We needed more time for that. So how many of you have like a word of the year? All right. So does anybody want to share what their word of the year is? Robert, I saw Robert first. Collaboration. So maybe when we're done here, you can ask him why. health, purpose, thrive, breathe, breathe, determination, patience, explosion. So I'm going to wrap us up with our thought to wrap up the meeting, and it has to do with patience. So, as entrepreneurs, where we need patience is in confronting things we're going to get better at. Where we need impatience is with our fears and selfishness. Go out there, make it happen. Here's to a fantastic new year. I'm gonna need volunteers for my wing fest, but we got some time for that. So enjoy the rest of the day and go make amazing things happen in the COS.